Hey, good morning, guys. It's Goose here. Welcome to Tuesday, the 25th's watch list. I'm going to keep it real short this morning. Got a few names, plus I just want to touch base on a couple of those runners. Just want to remind you guys here, take a look at this disclaimer. Anything I'm covering, night, morning, whenever it is, not any type of recommendation, just my thoughts, informational purposes only, please. Please, do your own homework. Protect your capital, trade your own plans. These are just some ideas from a long, short perspective or things that I'll be watching today for a couple of these different names and are the obvious ones, which I will touch base on the other ones as well. So let me just start right off, guys, and I'm going to jump right into ALT. So there's a couple things that I'm looking at on ALT, by the way, is first of all, you could see the previous day's lows, or excuse me, this level it was holding yesterday. If you're looking at the 5-minute here, 1350, I am going to look for a potential long off that level, or if it wants to clear this prior level as well. So that's going to be my watch this morning on ALT. I'll be looking for a possible long opportunity on that. So we'll see what happens on there. I'm going to jump over to XON. And there's two thoughts I have on this. Is prior day's highs, as you can see, it's called 20 bucks, also the whole number there. I'm hoping for a little shove in the morning up into that area. They announced that they're getting involved with the cannabis area like everybody wants to do now. Let's see if it wants to push up into 20, possibly for a fade. I like how it kind of closed down here. It did close on the support level, so my other entry, what I was talking about, is if it cleared that 1870 area, which you could see on the 5-minute, I might look for a short on that. I think there's still range between there and the monthly pivot, so I think there's still a dollar move or so in there. So that I'll be looking at two different entries: a push on 20 for a possible fade, as well as through 1870 prior day support area. The other key on this is I want you guys to take a look at is if you go down on the daily, you'll see some support area around the 16, but you'll see that the 1650 monthly pivot area is also a little bit past that 60%. I will look for a turn to start to happen if it just kind of flushes today. It doesn't give any kind of entry for me. See what happens pre-market. Then I'll look for possible long off that 1650 area for it to turn and maybe make a long play out of it and push back up into 18. So that's another one I'll be looking at this morning. This other one I pulled up is a little bit different, and it's just based on a couple quick things. Is they had announced their offering the day before. You could see what happened with it, and they priced it at 113. And there's a couple thoughts that I have on this. I mean, this is a pretty extended move down from this 121. I know they priced it at 113, this DLR. So there's two trades that I'm looking at. Is if it wants to clear, if you could see this pre-market action right here, after they've already announced it was done at 113, keep that in mind. 113.50, and I was just looking for a push back up into this area, 116, 117. I'm not suggesting or thinking it's going to go right back up towards 121 or anything like that right away. The other idea is if it wants to flush in the morning with this pricing and bounce off this 110 area, which you could also see is the 200-day. That's another area that I'm going to be looking at for a trade on DLR. So I'll be keeping an eye on this for a long play and a little bounce play off this. I think there might be a nice little trade in it. Just a touch base real quick, guys. SAEX, GBR, AMRN, TLRY is ripping this morning. Of course, they're on my watch list. The way I trade a lot of these, because especially like SAEX, is I just join the trend. I'll join them on the VWAP pulls. I'll keep an eye on the trend lines and the breaks. I'll make sure that, if it wants to break a trend line, two different things. If it wants to break a trend line, I'll either look for the fade or I'll kick my long. The other side of it is I'll watch those squeeze. If it soaks in a certain area, I flashed a room yesterday on AMRN before the squeeze happened up in that 1050 area. It was very obvious to me. It was around 2 o'clock. So I'll watch for those type of setups too, where it just soaks an area around 10, starts to inch its way up and sets up for an afternoon squeeze. I'll like those type of plays. I usually call them out in the room, and yesterday that was a huge one on AMRN. So listen, I'll be keeping a close eye on that type of stuff. Those are all tradable names. I will be looking at those names to trade, just bringing you a few different names that maybe are not on everybody's radar, and not just throwing the NBEVs and all those out there. NBEV, I'm a little bit more short bias on, just so you know, NBEV. They did announce that at the market. It is moving up with TLRY this morning. And I do think if it wants to really push up, I want to get a more extension on it, not just a 50-cent move or something like that. I want to see some crazy, move up into the, $6 or something like that, which you can see was this prior, on the daily, you can see just kind of that prior support area. So, 556, something crazy like that. Maybe I'll start considering throwing the short back on. But if you watch the trading on it yesterday, if I drag this back, I mean, it just came straight in. I mean, it was pretty heavy. I thought it would maybe get a bounce off the open. It didn't flush right through it, and just kept coming and actually closed on lows pretty much. So anyway, I'll be watching all these. I'll be calling them out in the room. Hopefully you guys have come over and checked us out over at stocktraders.net. If you like what you're seeing, please click like, leave some comments for me. Happy to help out. If you join our free trading room over there, you could send any of us messages. Titus, who's an amazing trader, Ricky, amazing, does incredible fundamentals as well. Monaco, you guys all know. Anybody's happy to help you guys out. Just send questions over, ask what we're looking at, and we're always happy to help. Let's have a great Tuesday. Hope you guys have a good day today. Stay safe. Early part of the week, coming down towards the end of the month. Let's be smart and have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.